Tabloid. The editors will gain power as soon as the Age of Dark comes into man. Oh, hello! I saw you there now because I did not see you last time. In this game known as Dark Souls, I am going to be recounting my money before I die and resurrect and find out that all my money is gone. By the way, for anyone who wanted to know, my name is Barney Devon. Dark Souls, and its blight nonsense in every part of the cathedral you visit, and all the tower knights you face, just make you want to relive pain in its gladiator glory. So, just sit there and let Uncle Utopia row you down the alley of discovery. I would praise the sun, but it's fucking cloudy! In the beginning, God created a shithole. Like it had fog and stuff. It did have dragons though, but who would want that after seeing what Smaug did to Frodo and the dwarfs? The people who ate carrots so they could see in the dark found the Lord's souls possessed by Nico, first of the dead. Then the Witch of Azalea Town, and Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight when it isn't fucking raining in Wales. Gwyn is Welsh for white. They chase the dragons, shocking, blazing, and sucking the life out of everyone, including the dragons most definitely. Time flies when you're in Lordran. Heroes just coming in whenever they please. Bunch of slobs. It's the birthplace to Gwyn, being linked by the Fire Zelda Shrine, the Undeadburg, which is where all the Macbeth's victims came and raided his castle. The parish with a bell tower to outline how much of a bellend he was. You get the Darkroot Garden, which is most likely called that because it's full of Japanese knotweeds. It's tied to a giant wolf and his master who's currently resting. Yes, a beautiful butterfly, a mushroom head, and Havel the overpowered cock. At the Darkroot Basin. And something just ripped out of Greek mythology. Blighttown. Well, this was a good video, bye! Okay, well, it's home to mutated undead, linked to the entity of chaos guarding the other Bell End Tower. A sorcerer who sealed New Londo ventured there, said it was like a swamp in Somerset, so she wanted to quell the disease the place had. But she died instead, lol. If you want everlasting gobstopper dragons, then Ash Lake is the place to go to. Then below Blighttown, you have Lost Izalith, infested by demons, and home to the native witch and the Bed of Chaos, which basically means Goldilocks was murdered by the bears in there. Then the catacombs, skeletons and necromancers, such lore! The Proving Ground, Zen's Fortress, for people who are trying to reach Anor Londo, created by the gods, who created the Iron Golem. In other words, created arthritis in the knees. The New Londo Ruins, a place known for its culture, surrounded with 3 sorcerers, who were authored by Gwyn, the tidy boy of the sun, to keep the dark race and 4 kings at bay. Now roaming with ghosts, and worse enemies going deeper into the depths. Actually, I think a Welsh accent might be better for me, I don't know. Anor Londo, meaning Sunny Londo, is the place where you can make your new home within the now mirage of what the area once was, where only the Dark Moon remains. I reckon Bloodborne ripped this off. Within Anal London, you get a poster which leads you to a painted world of Ariamis, guarded by painters who are oddly using swords. It is the Vault of the Dangerous, according to the gods, which is hard to believe considering Justin Bieber is still in the real world. It holds the furry beauty, known as Crossbreed Priscilla. Kill her! It's the right thing to do! She was banished for a reason, by the other people you want to kill. Then you get the Duke's Archives, a library of forbidden archived YouTube channels from 2007. Conjured up by Seth the Naked, after he abandoned ship to be in higher power, as he searched for immortality through harmful experiments and creating a crystal that would produce his foe everlasting life, that could be easily destroyed because Seth can't turn around to save his life. Do not read the archive's content. It'll be like reading Tom Riddle's diary. It'll create its own horse shit. And the Crystal Caves, where clams overpower dragons, if you're not into running past them. To name a few lords besides Sebastian, the 4 kings ruled New Londo, before being corrupted by the rectum of the world. I say that because it's a very dark place. They bestowed upon a shred of Gwyn's soul, before falling to Darkstalkers by Capcom Karth. The Knights of New Londo became Dark Wraiths. Not Screeching, sorry to say, and the 4 kings stayed in the Abyss. Weird place to stay at, but whatever floats your boat, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, Seath was a maiden snatcher, just like the lead singer of the Rasmus. Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead, acquiring a lord's soul and infecting the dragons with scurvy to kill them off. He resides within the Tomb of the Giants, leader of the Gravelord's servants, Covenant, which would be meaningless in Dark Souls 2. The Witch of Izalith, the one who created the most broken boss in the whole series. Thank you very much. Why create a replica of a soul so empowering? Why make chaos and fire? Why have kids? Why make a big cheesable boss mourn the death of his sister? You stupid nerf herter! She gave birth to demons like the centipede demon, who became that way by dropping a ring. I mean, I thought dropping a wedding ring would mean eternal happiness. The furtive pygmy, the owner of the Dark Soul, the humans, the true rulers of possible planet Earth, extinguish the Age of Dark and create the Age of Man, where hopefully the sun is still shining and the abyss won't spread like in the fairy tales. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight Cinder, for staring at the sun too long, which is weird because he is the sun. He challenged the dragons and sacrificed himself to link the fire, which was in vain as I let the flame die out. You stupid man! He had some knights at his disposal. Ornstein, the Dragon Slayer, who befriends a non-fat raging turd with a mallet. Kieran, the assassin whose name is spelt wrong. Artorias, the Abyss Walker, who tried to stop the spread of the abyss, but ended up being covered in purple shit. I know if I make a joke about Sif, my career will be over. Ha, no it won't! Clifford got covered in bleach and suffered a and Goff, the Cough, the Hawkeye who's oddly blind because he can't figure out that resin is blocking his sight. Well, at least Calamite fucked off out the sky. Guinevere was someone who you wish you could do naughty things to, until you touch her and are shamed for doing so, as everything goes dark and you're reported for harassment of her projection. To which then Gwendolyn is the suck-up who caressed the moon. God, when you marry it, you fucking idiot. There's Velka, the goddess of sin. She got me stabbed in the back by a co-worker. I will not stand for that at my desk. Fina, whoever the hell that is. And the blacksmith deity, who crafted weapons for the old gods and the new. Why swear on the old gods if you needed new gods to begin with? The gaping dragon, he was hungry, so he got a big mouth. Not a big stomach, just a big mouth. As easy as Pinwheel is, you can consider him the most disturbing boss psychologically, as he was a man who lost his son and wife and attempted to bring them back using necromancy, but ended up fusing their bodies with his, and then he tries to unfuse himself when he clones himself. But ended up fusing their bodies with his, and then he tries to unfuse himself when he clones himself. The father says sorry, the child calls for help, and the mother claims they won't die. One of the easiest bosses in the game. The easiest if you don't want to cheese the ceaseless discharge like I mentioned earlier. There are many corresponding places and rulers outside Lordran. Astora, the privileged land full of 5 million Piers Morgans in shining armor. Balder, bolder than I am. Berenike, a knight of superhuman strength, and can jump really high because of his high-quality sneakers. Karim, the religiously wrong folk. Katarina, full of people who want to be fat. The Far East, home to people who can't wield a decent sword. Five Finger Delta, arriving just before Six-Toe Epsilon. Great Swamp, no relation to the Black Marsh. Ulasil, the supposed remnant of the Darkroot Forest, turning Artorias into an absinthe-obsessed madman. Thorland, the land of promoting the fire and assholishness to humanity. Vinheim, home of the Dracophiles. And Xena, warrior princess. I'm still here and I'm ready to make some news. So follow this channel if you want to see some more!
It all began with a KB who was 5 years old. Lived in gaming poverty with only his sister's Game Boy to chew. This was after playing Super Mario Land and throwing the Game Boy into the ceiling to test its durability. Now, from what I can already gather, it's not necessarily the dedicated fans that do this sort of thing. You know, the people who understand that you have a real life and there's maybe things going on